Comets and Meteor Showers by Paul P. Superior. The night sky. For thousands of years, people have looked up into the night sky and wondered about the stars. Ancient people made patterns from the brightest stars and called these constellations. These stars seem to remain the same from year to year. Against the background of the stars moved 5 bright objects. These became known as planets. People learned to use the stars to tell time and to predict the seasons. Knowledge of the night sky became important in many cultures. Every now and then, a new object was seen in the night sky. It was neither a star nor a planet. What was it? Many people saw it as a hairy star because it was fuzzy in appearance and had a long tail. Today, we call these objects comets. A comet is a chunk of ice and rock that orbits the sun. It spends most of its life far from the sun, where the temperatures are very cold. Comets are very small, usually about 10 miles across. When a comet is very far from the sun, it cannot be seen from the Earth. But when a comet's orbit brings it close to the sun, a large cloud of gas forms around it. It is at this point that astronomers can usually first see it. The central core of a comet, called the nucleus, is a small solid and made of ice and bits of rock. The comet usually remains solid until it nears the orbit of Uranus, where the sun's heat causes the ice to evaporate. This evaporation forms a gas cloud called a coma around the nucleus. At this point, the comet can be seen through the largest telescopes. As a comet gets closer to the sun, more and more ice evaporates. The coma becomes bigger and brighter. By the time the comet reaches the orbit of Mars, a small tail may develop. The tail is formed when powerful solar winds blows gas away from the coma. The tail grows as the comet approaches Earth's orbit. Now, if they know where to look, people can see the comet with binoculars. At about the same time, when the comet is as close to the sun as the Earth is, it may actually have 2 tails. One tail is straight and looks bluish-white. The second tail is curved and has a bluish color. The bluish-white tail is made of glowing gas blown away from the coma. It is always straight and points away from the sun. The yellowish curved tail is made of small grains of rock and metal. It is yellow because it reflects the sun's yellow light. Its curved shape is caused by the motion of the comet as it swings around the sun. The solar wind does not blow this material away as it does the gas. As these particles melt out of the nucleus, they follow behind the comet like people in a parade. Where do comets come from? Comets come from a distant part of the solar system called the Oort cloud. Here, millions of comets slowly orbit the sun. Sometimes 2 comets collide with one another and one is bumped towards the sun. Sometimes the gravity of a nearby star pulls a comet out of its orbit around the sun. In turn, the sun may pull comets away from the other stars. Most comets follow an oval-shaped path around the sun called an ellipse. Some comets take thousands of years to complete one orbit. Comet Halley has one of the shorter orbits. It takes about 75 years to travel around the sun, the average person's lifetime. Author Mark Twain was born in 1835 when Comet Halley was near Earth. In 1910, when it returned, Twain died. He had always said that he came in with a comet and that he would go out with it too. Comet Halley. Comet Halley was the first comet shown to have an orbit. In 1705, English astronomer Edmund Halley showed that comets seen in 1531, 1607, and 1682 were really one comet. He predicted that the comet would continue to reappear about every 75 years. The comet was later named after him. Today, new comets are named after whoever discovers them. Some comets take only a few years to orbit the sun. Other comets have orbits that bring them close to the sun, once in 100,000 years. And still others may only come once and never return. It's fun to see the same comet at different times in your life. Seeing it several years apart may bring up good memories. Unlike the stars and the motion of the planets, comets can be unpredictable. Sometimes they show up at a little earlier or later than expected. This depends exactly on how close a comet gets to one of the planets. The planet's gravity may pull the comet into a new orbit. The new orbit may either be shorter or longer, depending on how great the effect of the gravity. The gas and other material evaporating from the comet can also change its path through space. Light shows in the sky. As a comet passes through the solar system, it leaves behind a trail of dust and rock. Long after a comet's passed, its trail remains in orbit around the sun. When Earth runs into these old comet trails, the result is a light show in the night sky. A meteor is a small piece of rock or metal that enters the Earth's atmosphere at high speeds and burns up. It is often called a shooting star or falling star. When a number of meteors come from the same direction in the sky, we call it a meteor shower. When a very large number of meteors appear together, we call it a meteor storm. Meteor showers and storms are named for the constellations they seem to be near. One of the best known showers is the Perseids. This meteor appears to come from the direction of the constellation Perseus on the night of August 11th. On a clear moonless night, away from the bright city lights, a person may see more than 60 meteors per hour. They appear as fast and rather faint streaks of light. Meteor storms are less frequent but last longer and look brighter. This is true of the Leonids from the direction of Leo. The Leonid storm can be seen every 33 years. At the height of the storm, there may be more than 100,000 meteors per hour. This happens because Earth passes through a very dense region of the dust trail. These meteors light up the sky all night long. The next meteor storm will occur on the night of November 17th, 1999. After that, you will have to wait until 2032. Not that far away. Why are comets important? Comets are believed to be the leftover material from the formation of the solar system. There may be more than 4.6 billion years old. Some scientists believe that comets may have brought the chemical compounds that first formed life on Earth. Comets contain water and certain chemicals that life depends on. One day soon, scientists will send a spacecraft to a comet to sample it. Then we will have a better idea of how comets may have contributed to life on Earth. Did a comet kill the dinosaurs? Just as comets may have brought life to Earth, they also may have brought death. Many scientists believe that the large comet caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. Every now and then a comet hits Earth. When this happens, Earth's climates can change and many different life forms may die. Around 65 million years ago, all the dinosaurs died. For more than 150 million years before that, dinosaurs had populated the Earth. Many grew to enormous size, and some were able to fly. Then they suddenly disappeared. Many scientists believe that a giant comet or a small asteroid struck Earth. A large crater formed, and the dust was thrown into the atmosphere. This may have blocked out the sunlight and darkened the sky for several years, producing what is called a global winter. Many dinosaurs died from the effects of the blast. Those that survived slowly starved to death. Most dinosaurs were plant eaters. Without sunlight, most plants died, and there was no food for the dinosaurs. By the time the skies cleared, the dinosaurs were all gone. Are comets bad luck? Today, most people do not fear comets, but they look forward to seeing them. But that has not always been true. In the past, some people thought comets had brought bad luck. Whenever anything really bad happened, there seemed to be a comet in the sky. When a terrible sickness killed thousands of people, or when a city was destroyed by fire, there was a comet to blame. Today, we know that comets we see in the sky have no effect on what happens on Earth. People long ago had to blame disasters on something, and comets sometimes just happen to be there. How to find a comet. Most comets are discovered by accident. An astronomer may be taking a photograph of stars when a new comet appears in the sky. However, some astronomers conduct comet hunts. They search the night sky after night, looking for the fuzzy spot that moves. Once a comet has been seen, no one is sure if it will become big and bright or remain just a faint object in the telescope. The brightness of a comet is hard to predict. Some comets that astronomers think will be spectacular fizzle out, never get bright. Others provide pleasant surprises. Since 1976, a comet named West was just average at best before it passed around the sun. As it came around, it broke into 5 pieces. This produced a beautiful tail that was very easy to see. In 1995, a comet named Hale-Bopp was discovered at the very far point from the sun. Since it was seen from such a great distance, it was predicted to be either bright when it passed the Earth in April 1997 or in January 1996. As astronomers waited for Hale-Bopp, an unexpected bright comet was discovered, Comet Hyakutake. It was a beautiful sight in the evening sky. For more than 2 months, many people got their first look at a comet at this time. A great number of comets are discovered by amateur astronomers. If you're lucky enough to find one, it will be named after you. Someday you might even become interested in astronomy and search for comets. If you succeed, your name will be among the stars. The end.